Hi everyone, I'm Samantha. Welcome to my channel where I talk about life challenges and discuss lessons learned along the way, or lessons that you wish you would have learned earlier, that I wish I would have learned earlier. Today, I'd like to talk about the biggest mistake I've ever made. By the way, this is unscripted and unedited for the most part. It's who I am. So this is what you're getting. This is the video, and this is like having a conversation with me, except for I'll be the only one talking. The biggest mistake I ever made. Who hasn't made a lot of mistakes, right? I've made a lot of mistakes. I considered myself a complete fuck up for a long time. But the biggest mistake I made, the through line, the theme of all my mistakes, was giving up, quitting. I quit a lot of things. I quit school was the first thing I think I really quit. Well, I could even go back further and say that I quit trying out to be a cheerleader. I mean, I wanted to, and I kind of like showed up at the time, and I looked at these girls and I was like, I don't look like them. I wasn't cute, or I wasn't pretty and popular, and I was weird when I was younger. I'm still weird, by the way. But so I quit that. That was the first thing. And then later, I quit college after my third year. I just quit. And that became a theme. That became something that was easy for me to do. And it was like my way out of failing, right? So instead of trying, putting effort, putting time, putting resources into something and believing in it and wanting it, that's the key. And then failing or losing it because I was so afraid that I would put all this effort into something and I would want it. And that feeling of like, you're thinking of something and you're like, oh yeah, I want that. Like, it's a trip, it's a new job, it's a house, it's a new wardrobe, it's a new feeling when you wake up, like you've got energy, or going to sleep and sleeping through the night, feeling refreshed when you wake up. Not being bloated, like you know the feeling of wanting something, and when you work towards it, if you don't get it in the end, that's so shitty. It feels so shitty, and I carried that with me a lot. I was so afraid of not getting the thing that I wanted, so I just quit because something would come up and it would be too hard, or it wasn't like it was too hard that I couldn't do it. It was that extra effort and knowing that, okay, I could put this effort in, but what if it's not enough? And so I quit. I quit a lot of jobs. And I feel like at some point, there could have been that job that I stuck with where the job evolved, and I always thought, well, I'm just going to quit because this isn't going to become, like, I'm never going to get there, wherever there was. But I could have, maybe, in retrospect. That's how jobs can work sometimes. Relationships, oh yeah, I quit those a lot. I usually quit the ones that seemed like they could become something deeper, where the guy was available, had a good job, had a place to live, well established, or even established, nice to me. I quit that right away. I mean, that just seemed like a red flag. So I quit a lot of things, and I even I quit before I started. So I I always wanted to be a writer since I was like 12 years old. I constantly quit that. I constantly would, I would be writing, and I would have these visions of, oh, I'm going to pitch these magazines, and I'm going to write a book, and I'm going to, be a travel writer. And I would quit. I would quit before I even tried. I think I might have, written for a blog or something at some point, and I thought, oh yeah, this is great. And then I quit that too because I was afraid of where it might go. So the problem with quitting, other than that you've quit, is that you're telling yourself, you're predicting the future, basically, is what you're doing. You're saying, in the future, in this other point of time, after this work and effort and time and whatever resources put into this thing isn't going to work out. I'm not going to succeed. It's not going to give me what I want. Whatever it is, we're telling ourselves this future outcome. And so we quit because we're like, well, that's not what I want in the future. So quitting makes sense at that point. Who can predict the future? I can't. I wish I could. This is not what we do. We don't predict the future. We don't know. You don't quit because you think the future is going to be this way or that way. You quit because you don't believe in yourself. And that's why I was always quitting. I never believed in myself. I may have given that impression, but deep down, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think that I could put the work in, or that I was worth time and effort to find out if I could have my dream, if I could get published, if I could have a healthy relationship, if I could get that promotion at a job. So yeah, quitting was the biggest mistake, and quitting on myself, just like telling myself, this is the best you're gonna do. This is really all you deserve. This is what you're worth. And I don't think that we're supposed to make a lot of those decisions. I think that the universe lets us know if we just look around and see what we've got. The universe lets us know in so many ways, you are worth something. Anyway, quitting, biggest mistake. Through line, across the board, whatever, however you want to say it, theme of my life for a long time was quitting. I'm here to tell you there's other options. Find out what that future has in store for you. Find out what that outcome is going to be. Do the work. I wish I had, which is why I'm here now. I'm trying to connect and help somebody else who might be on the verge of quitting. If you're thinking about quitting something, reach out to me. Let's talk about that. I would like to talk about that.